In the Gospel of Mark, chapter number 4, in verses 35 to 41, you read the story of when the Lord instructed his disciples to get into a ship and to go to travel across the sea. And as they obey the instruction of the Lord, we come to verse number 38, where it says, he, speaking of the Lord, he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow, and they awake him and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? A storm had broken loose, and it was a very violent and ferocious storm, and they were so afraid of the wind and the waves that threatened the integrity of the ship and was threatening their lives. They were so afraid for their lives that in a moment of desperation, they said, Lord, what are you doing asleep? Can't you see that our lives are at danger here with this raging storm taking place, and yet you're asleep with your head laying down on a pillow? The Lord wasn't worried about the storm, right? And the Bible goes on to say in verse 39, and he, the Lord, he arose and rebuked the wind and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And so the Lord calmed the storm, and then peace broke loose, and everything was all right, and they made it over to the other side, safe and sound. And the point that I want to bring, there's so many good points that could be made about this wonderful story, but one point I want to make is this. You know, sometimes we go through hard times in life because of our disobedience. But in this case, in this story, they went through a storm in life because of their obedience. The Lord said, get in the ship. We need to get over to the other side of this sea. And then a storm breaks loose. Sometimes you're going to find that as you're doing your best to obey the will of God in your life, some great, fearsome, ferocious storms are going to take place. And you're going to begin to wonder, Lord, what is going on? Why aren't you responding to this dangerous situation, this wild situation that I'm in? We need you. Help us. And yet the Lord's not worried about it. You know why the Lord's not worried about it like we are? Because God is in control. And so we need to learn a lesson that sometimes, even when we are obeying the Lord and walking in his will, we're going to go through some storms. But you can take comfort in knowing that storms don't last forever. They don't last forever. And if Jesus is in the boat with you, you have nothing to worry about, because he's the one that made the sea. He's the one that made all the elements that is causing this problem, and he's in control of it all. And so just trust in the Lord. The storm's not going to last forever. In his perfect timing, he will say, peace, be still, and the storm will pass. Just stay obedient to the Lord. Trust and obey. God bless you.